Nakita natin ang totoong Sara Duterte. Nanlilisik ang mata, halos bumula ang bibig, at lumabas ang dugo sa tenga. Ituloy na natin ang huling hakbang ng yugtong ito. The Vice President is guilty. Let the truth convict her.
I move for the approval of the committee report, the attached resolution setting forth the articles of impeachment against the Vice President Sara Z. Duterte as amended. So moved, Madam Chair.
Please raise your right hand. That 55 out of 55 Justice members physically present manifested their support to the approval of the committee report. The chair therefore declares the motion unanimously approved. Malayo pa, pero malayo na. That is where we stand today. Yan po ang sitwasyon natin ngayon. We recognize that this has been a difficult and demanding process. But we also recognize how much we have already uncovered. Marami na tayong naabot sa mga nakaraang linggo. Today, we share a quiet sense of accomplishment as we recognize and honor the distance we have traveled since we first began. Saksi tayong lahat. Marami tayong pinagdaanan. Our very first hearing was on March 2, where we established sufficiency in form. Sumunod ang March 4 for sufficiency in substance. At sa puntong yon, we ask the Vice President to file her answer. And she did. At ang nakapirma, 16 na abogado, 16 lawyers. Pero ang answer na isinumite, halos 10 pages lamang. At nakatutok lang sa mga technicalities, sa mga paligoy-ligoy, bagay na ikinagulat ng marami dahil sa totoo lang, hindi naman yon ang hinahanap natin. It was an answer that really just avoided the questions. Kaya naman, noong March 18, we determined that the complaints allege sufficient grounds for impeachment. Sumunod ang hearing sa March 25, kung saan we settled the preliminary matters, most especially ang pag-issue ng mga subpoena. Then came the marathon hearings of April 14, April 22, and April 29. Doon tayo nakinig sa mga resource person natin. We heard the evidence. We examined the evidence. At sa mga araw na iyan, doon natin naramdaman ang bigat ng ating ginagawa. May mga sandaling luminaw ang mga sagot at may mga sandaling mas dumami ang mga tanong. We certainly had our ups and downs. We had our inflows and outflows of testimonies and documents. But through it all, one thing remained certain. We never went sideways. Hindi tayo naligaw. Nanatili tayong may direksyon. We move, sometimes slow, sometimes painfully, but always forward towards the truth. Sinunod natin ang konstitusyon. Hindi tayo nagmadali, hindi tayo nag-shortcut, We honored the process. Bawat hakbang, bawat salita, bawat ebidensya, hinarap natin ng buong pag-iingat at pananagutan. Sa paglalakbay na ito, napagod tayo. Sinubok ang ating pasensya, lalo na sa harap ng mga batikos mula sa labas. We saw the press conferences of the Vice President's camp. We saw the petitions filed in the Supreme Court and the complaint filed in the office of the city prosecutor. Opo, maraming hakbang ang ginawa upang pigilan ang prosesong ito. Pero sa kabila ng lahat, hindi tayo natinag. For in the end, it is not the absence of struggle that defined us, but the refusal to lose our way, the discipline to stay the course, and the clarity to never lose sight of where we are going. At noong mga nakaraang pagdinig, we have seen the evidence. Ito ang mga nakita at narinig natin. Una, ang testimonya ni Ramil Madriaga na base sa ebidensya, mas kilala sa pangalang Sir Ram. Pangalawa, ang mga misteryosong envelopes at ang mga questionableng resibo. Pangatlo, ang paliwanag ng NBI tungkol sa magkakaibang pangalan, ngunit iisa ang pirma. Pang-apat, ang sertipikasyon ng PSA na walang record ang mga pangalang katulad ng Mary Grace Piatos. Pang-lima, ang COA findings na nag-uutos ng refund na 73 million at 375 million. Pang-anim, ang ulat ng AMLC patungkol sa 6.7 billion na mga transaksyon. Napakalaking halaga na dumaloy sa mga account ng Vice Presidente at ng kanyang asawa. Pang-pito, ang mga natuklasan ni former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV na ang malaking bahagi ng kayamanang ito ay may kaugnayan sa illegal drugs. At ang mas nakakagulat, ang pahayag na ito ay tumutugma sa record ng AMLC. Pang-walo, ang mga dokumento mula sa SEC na nagpapatunay na walang kinikita ang mga kumpanya ng Vice Presidente kahit na natili siyang aktibo sa isa sa mga kumpanyang ito, nang ibig sabihin ay pinagsabay niya ang pagiging Vice Presidente at pagpapatakbo ng negosyo. At nitong huling pagdinig lamang, noong April 29, dalawang bagay naman ang napag-usapan natin. Una, ang selyadong kahon mula sa BIR na sa kabila ng matinding debate, hindi muna natin binuksan. Kahit nasa kapangyarihan naman natin na buksan ito. Sabi nga ni Deputy Speaker Janet Guerin, ang puso natin ay gustong buksan ito, pero ang isip natin, nagsasabing huwag muna. At dagdag pa rito, nagpahayag si Congressman Benny Abante, hindi porket kaya nating gawin ang isang bagay, ay dapat na nating gawin. At ang pangalawa, ang mga ebidensya ng pagmumura at ang pag-contract ng assassin. Grabe po itong mga ebidensyang ito, lalo na yung video ng Vice Presidente. Kong Laila de Lima described it perfectly when she said, noong gabing iyon, nakita natin ang totoong Sara Duterte. Nanlilisik ang mata, halos bumula ang bibig, at lumabas ang dugo sa tenga dahil tila ba sasabog na ang kanyang ulo sa galit. At that point, Congresswoman Janice Digamo once again shared her own painful experience. As a victim of political violence herself, pinaalala niya sa atin na ang banta ng pagpatay ay hindi biro. Ito ay seryosong panganib sa buhay ng tao. Yan po ang lahat ng natalakay natin at pinag-aralan natin lahat ito. Sinuri ang bawat anggulo, katulad ng paalala ni Congressman Brian Poe noong nakaraang pagdinig. Seryoso ang tungkulin nating ito at dapat tratuhin ito na may kaukulang respeto. At sa gitna ng lahat ng ebidensyang ito, sa kabila ng lahat ng diskusyon natin, may isang bagay na hindi nagbago. Ang upuan, ang bakanteng upuan. Sa bawat ebidensya, walang direktang sagot. Sa bawat tanong, walang paliwanag. Naghintay tayo ng salaysay mula sa Vice-Presidente sa ilalim ng panunumpa. Pero ang tanging humarap sa atin ay ang tahimik, ang isang bakanteng upuan. Ngunit mapagtatanto natin na meron na pala tayong hawak na ebidensya mula mismo sa Kanya. Hindi na natin kailangang tumingin pa sa malayo. We already have a sworn statement. Isang sinumpaang salaysay. Ang tagal na palang nandito. Ang kanyang salin. Isang dokumento, siya mismo ang pumirma. Siya ang nanumpa. At siya ang nagsumite. At malinaw ang nakasaad doon. Walang cash o cash deposit. Ngayon, itabi natin ang salin na iyon sa lahat ng ebidensyang ating naipon. Doon lumabas ang tanong na hindi na natin matatakasan. Kapag ang sinumpaang dokumento ay nagsabing zero cash, pero ang official report ay nagpapakita ng bilyon-bilyong transaksyon, saan tayo maniniwala? Kaya naman, noong April 29, the Committee on Justice decided that we have seen enough. No need to extend. No need to give one more chance to someone who refuses to attend. Sabi nga ni Congressman Percy Sendanya, hindi na kailangan ng makeup class ang laging nagkakating class. By a unanimous vote, this committee found probable cause to impeach Vice President Sara Z. Duterte for culpable violation of the Constitution, bribery, graft and corruption, other high crimes, and betrayal of public trust. That brings us to today. Ngayon, May 4. Kukumpirmahin natin kung anuman ang mga nangyari noong nakaraan sa pamamagitan ng isang committee report. We are therefore here to finalize the committee report along with the attached resolution setting forth the articles of impeachment. Our task is to approve these documents and transmit everything to the plenary. This is our mandate under the rules. Tayo ang Committee on Justice. Bukod tangi ang komiting ito dahil sa buong listahan ng mga komite sa Kongreso, tayo lamang ang tanging binanggit at binigyan ng partikular na mandato ng ating konstitusyon. We were given that name for a reason. Today, we hope we have lived up to that name, Committee on Justice. Para sa hustisya. Sana naibigay natin ang hustisya sa mga complainant. Hustisya sa vice-presidente sa pamamagitan ng tamang proseso. At higit sa lahat, hustisya sa sambayanang Pilipino. Sana ay panindigan natin ang pangalan ng committee natin. But more than that, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the people behind this work. Hindi biro ang pinagdaanan nating lahat, lalo na ang kapal ng mga dokumentong binasa at sinuri natin. Sa mga resource persons, salamat sa pagharap ninyo dito sa komite. To our colleagues in this committee, thank you so much. Sa ating secretariat at sa mga staff na hindi nakikita sa camera, pero sila ang naging pundasyon ng bawat hearing. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. And to the Filipino people, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay. Ngayon, habang tinitimbang natin ang bigat ng mga susunod nating hakbang at ang mga posibleng pagsubok na haharapin natin, may isang katotohanang dapat nating alalahanin. Hindi tayo magsisimula sa wala. Ang bawat hakbang natin ay hindi na pabalik, kundi padiretso sa katotohanan. Malayo pa, pero malayo na. Mahaba pa po ang tatahakin nating landas patungong plenaryo at patungong Senado. Ngunit hindi na tayo nangangapa. Marami na tayong naungkat. Marami na tayong naisiwalat at hindi natin hahayaang masayang ang lahat ng ito. Kailangang ituloy ang proseso because this is what justice demands. Because only then can we truly achieve accountability. Kapag may public official na nagkaroon ng seryosong paratang, huwag nating baliwalain, huwag nating palampasin. Kapag may kailangang ipaliwanag, huwag tayong titigil hanggat lumabas ang katotohanan. Let us pursue this to its logical conclusion. Otherwise, the cycle of impunity will only repeat. Because we owe it to the next generation of Filipinos to show them that no one, no matter how powerful, no matter the title, is above the law. Huwag nating hayaang masanay ang ating bansa sa kultura ng pagkalimot. Because if we let up now, we fail the very Constitution we swore to protect. Let us therefore move forward with heavy hearts but clear minds. If the Vice President is guilty, let the truth convict her. If she is innocent, let the process clear her. But let it be done through the light of justice, not the shadows of silence. Ituloy na natin ang huling hakbang ng yugtong ito para sa katotohanan, para sa sambayanang Pilipino. Esteemed colleagues, beloved countrymen, malayo pa, pero kahit papaano, sa totoo lang, malayo na. Maraming salamat po. At this juncture, may we direct the committee secretary to manifest to the committee whether the committee report, the attached resolution, as well as the articles of impeachment have been sent to the members of the Justice Committee, the respondent Vice President, as well as the complainant. Comsec,
Madam Chair,
the Honorable DSJ Suarez.
insofar as we have acted on all the proposed amendments of our colleagues, again, I move for the approval of the committee report, the attached resolution setting forth the articles of impeachment against the Vice President Sara Z. Duterte as amended. So moved, Madam Chair.
Second, Madam Chair.
There is a motion to approve the committee report with the attached resolution setting forth the articles of impeachment against the Vice President as amended. The same has been seconded. Is there any objection?
Madam Chair, just a bit of an amendment to the motion.
What's the pleasure of the Honorable De Lima?
Can we add with the attached articles of impeachment?
We
Because
are following the wordings of the rules of impeachment,
Yes,
which
the
says
attached,
setting forth the
the
articles of
articles of
impeachment.
impeachment. So no need to specify with the attached.
I don't think
articles of
it is
impeachment.
needed.
Thank you.
We're following verbatim what is provided in the rules of impeachment. Is there any objection? Hearing none, then it means that this is unanimously approved. But again, for purposes of accuracy of the record, may I request the justice members present to raise their hand to show support in the approval of the committee report, the attached resolution setting forth the articles of impeachment as amended. Please raise your right hand. Oops. You may put down your hands. Let it be placed on the record that 55 out of 55 justice members physically present manifested their support to the approval of the committee report, to the attached resolution setting forth the articles of impeachment as amended. The chair therefore declares the motion unanimously approved.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
The Honorable Ko.
Madam Chair, may I briefly explain my vote and express a reservation?
Like how many minutes will it take?
Maybe 2.
2 minutes. Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, over the weekend, as the articles of impeachment and the report is also being finalized, this representation sent over comments on substantive matters to specifically on the wordings of political destabilization. So while this representation is gladdened to have some of its comments taken in consideration in the final complaint, at the end of it, I'd just like to express on the floor my reservation in the use of the words political destabilization in the subheadings, treating it as a crime in the same vein as grave threats or inciting to sedition. And my last manifestation, Madam Chair, is at the end of the day, this representation cannot agree to the inclusion of the act, quote-unquote, inciting to sedition as forming the grounds of impeachment. And the bigger reason is political, which is that it is being used unfairly and unjustly to critics and activists, as the Philippine law broadly defines the crime as any speech in any form that generates hate, quote-unquote, against government or any of its officers. There have been instances in previous cases wherein inciting to sedition was used, where it is said that, quote, if it arouses among its viewers a sense of dissatisfaction against the duly constituted authorities, specifically in the case of Bicoy versus Duterte, this is already inciting to sedition. And this is why, Madam Chair, I have reservation in the use of that. And I believe it is already sufficient that the crime of grave threats to President Marcos Jr. and to public scrutiny in general, security in general, should be enough. But nonetheless, this representation voted yes to the articles of impeachment. That is all, Madam Chair.
The manifestation of the Honorable Ko is noted. Pursuant to Section 9 of the House Rules of Procedure in the impeachment proceedings, the committee report, together with the resolution setting forth the articles of impeachment as amended and as approved, shall be submitted to the House and shall be calendared for the consideration by the House within 10 session days from receipt thereof. In this regard, the committee secretariat is directed to provide copy of the approved committee report with attached resolution setting forth the articles of impeachment to the respondent Vice President, the complainant, as well as the members of the Justice Committee. So ruled. May I solicit the necessary motion?
Madam Chair,
The Honorable D.S. Janet Garin,
move to adjourn.
considering that we have approved already the committee report, the attached resolution setting forth the articles of impeachment, we are now adjourning the impeachment proceeding of the Justice Committee. The hearing is adjourned.